Ever get a weird feeling when you stare into a mirror for too long? You're not alone. For centuries, cultures all around the world have viewed mirrors with a mix of fascination and fear. They're more than just glass and silver. They're believed to be windows into other realms, traps for the unwary, and tools that can reveal terrifying truths. Let us pull back the curtain and explore why humanity has long believed that our reflections carry a serious spiritual risk. First, let's talk about mirrors as portals. Think about it. A mirror shows you a world that's identical to ours, but backward. It's a perfect, silent copy. This led many to believe that the other side of the mirror isn't just a reflection, but a real, parallel dimension, the spirit world. The idea is that if you're not careful, something from that other side could cross over into ours. Or worse, you could be pulled into it. This is where legends like Bloody Mary come from. Chanting her name in front of a mirror is basically like knocking on a door you really don't want answered. It's an invitation for a spirit to use the mirror as a gateway. Scary, right? Then there's the deeply unsettling belief that mirrors can steal your soul. In many traditions, your reflection isn't just light bouncing off a surface. It's a tangible part of your spiritual essence, your very soul. This is why breaking a mirror is said to bring 7 years of bad luck. The belief was that breaking the mirror shattered your soul, and it would take 7 years for it to heal and become whole again. This idea is also why, in some cultures, mirrors are covered in a house where someone has recently passed away. The fear is that the soul of the deceased, lingering before moving on, could become trapped in the mirror's reflection, unable to find peace. Newborn babies were also kept away from mirrors, as their souls were considered fragile and not yet fully attached to their bodies, making them vulnerable to being snatched away. Beyond being portals or soul catchers, mirrors were also seen as instruments of revelation, capable of showing you things you weren't meant to see. Ancient divination practices, known as scrying, used reflective surfaces like water, polished stone, or mirrors to glimpse the future or communicate with spirits. But this power came with a huge risk. You might not like what the mirror shows you. There are countless tales of cursed mirrors that reflect not what's in front of them, but horrifying visions of the future or a distorted, monstrous version of the viewer. One famous legend is the Myrtle's Plantation Mirror in Louisiana, which is said to hold the trapped spirits of a woman and her children. Visitors claim to see their handprints on the glass and even fleeting apparitions in the reflection. These mirrors don't just reflect reality, they reflect trauma and malevolence. So, what's really going on here? Psychologically, it might have something to do with how our brains are wired. When we stare at our own reflection in dim light, our facial features can seem to distort and change. It's a trick of the mind called the Truxler effect, where your brain filters out unchanging stimuli. But for our ancestors, who lived in a world lit by flickering candlelight, it was easy to interpret these strange visions as something supernatural. A reflection that shifts and warps could only mean one thing: it's not you anymore. From ancient Greeks, who believed water spirits could pull you in through your reflection, to Victorian superstitions about covering mirrors during a thunderstorm to prevent lightning from being attracted indoors. The fear is universal. Mirrors force us to confront ourselves, and in that confrontation, we project our deepest anxieties about identity, mortality, and the unknown. They represent a fragile boundary between our world and another, a boundary that feels like it could break at any moment. So, the next time you catch your own eye in a mirror, just for a second, remember these old tales. You're not just looking at glass, you're peeking into possibilities. And maybe, just maybe, don't stare for too long. You never know who or what might be looking back. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into folklore, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more mysteries. See you next time.